Welcome to a new episode of Champions of Performance Marketing. Today we have here with us the founder of Messenger OS, an email marketing and automation platform, Teodor Mincu. Theodore is an old friend of ours. He has a vast experience in setting up email marketing campaigns and offers consultancy on that area. So he has many things to teach us about email marketing, but he will tell us more in a bit. Hi, Theodore. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Julia. Thank you for inviting me. I'm very happy to discuss about email marketing and the good practices that will lead the marketing agencies or affiliates to convert more and engage more with their audience.
Awesome. Can you tell me how did you start in this field, starting Messenger OS and the consultancy you are offering?
Yes, Messenger S started almost 3 years ago because I wanted to make a platform that will have at that moment developers to send better transactional emails at that point of time because usually SaaS platforms are sending transactional emails and they don't even care about open clicks. Maybe the email recipient was wrong. I mean, it was incorrect and that person didn't receive the emails. There are all kind of problems that can appear from this because the recipient will call the company. I didn't receive the email. What happened? And the developer will start probably looking through the logs and what happened. If they don't have a platform to see it was a hard bounce, your email is wrong and stuff like that. And from this point on, our first customers wanted to send bulk emails. Okay, it's good to send transactional, but I want to send newsletters. How can we do that? And then we built this newsletter part, and then our customers came and said, we want to send automated emails, one now, one in 1 week. We have to want to filter by contact data if this person's name is this, or maybe opened before an email or not. And this is how we built the automation module. So everything came at our customers' request, let's say. And in this way, we just built this this all entire email and SMS marketing platform.
Oh, I didn't
Also,
know it's also SM.
yeah, yes, and also we have SMSs, but okay, there's not so much volume because SMSs are costly. It's more expensive and more intrusive, so people are kind of are not so willing to bother their recipients with SMSs, or maybe they don't have the GDPR consent to send or the consent to receive marketing information via SMS. That's why not everybody does this, at least in our part of Europe. Maybe in US, it's more popular. And also our clients started to ask, how can I do this? How can I do that? What is the perfect timing? What is the perfect subject line? That's in having this, of course, we want to have our stellar customer support. So we learned in time, in 2.5 years, all these email marketing best practices, what to do, how to increase the availability, how to respect the law and stuff like that. So now we are kind of a consultancy and platform service.
That's great to hear. I want to hear more about all those tactics that you learn
Hmm
about
hmm
because I'm sure our audience will want to learn as well. It's very important to know how to send those emails,
Yeah,
to have them
it's important.
opened and to have everything in place correctly. So tell me about this, like some tactics that you use for like e-commerce brands, for example. I know you work also with e-commerce
Yes.
brands. So some tactics you see working for e-commerce brands,
Yeah.
newsletters and emails, promoting those
Yes.
offers.
The most, let's say, converting emails in e-commerce are usually the automated emails, which are some special flows for e-commerce, which are not happening in, let's say, services. For example, the abandoned cart or the post-purchase email, the feedback email, or the welcome email when somebody registers to your newsletter or creates a new account and agrees to receive marketing email, you will send an email talking about the story of your company or maybe offering a discount. But this is like, let's say, if you have an online store. If you are an affiliate wanting to promote uh, products from different stores, then you will have to have a list of subscribers wanting to receive those emails because otherwise they will just push the spam complaint button and that's it, or unsubscribe. So you need to have this list and then you need to send not only one kind of email, for example, the sales email with the offer. You should only send educational content, nurturing content. For example, if you are selling shoes, it's good to send an email telling people how to maintain those shoes to have a longer life, if you want them to have a longer life. So this kind of emails, which is interesting and make people stay subscribed to your newsletter because look, it's interesting. If we do this with our shoes, we'll have a longer time. Of course, you can do some cross selling, selling something else, some pants or something with these shoes or socks. I don't know. So this would be the nurturing content, which is not selling or not directly selling. You can add some products at the end after the value is delivered, after the recipient reads the value that you are sending. And of course, a good offer. A good offer in e-commerce, what can that mean? A big discount, a high discount, not only 5%. If you can make, maybe it's a sale, maybe it's something, you can sell a higher discount, then you can expect, of course, a higher volume of sales. If you only offer like normal 5% or something like that, it's good, but probably it won't generate a spike in sales. Also, you can use the special events from our daily lives. Like, for example, tomorrow is 1st of May. You can offer something related to that, or the summer is coming, so you can start selling summer products, something like this. So it's related to each subscriber's life.
Let's go back a little. You said nurturing your leads,
Yeah.
nurturing your list. How many emails should be before you send that selling email? Let's say.
Well, depends. Usually, some say that it's 3 to 1, but of course you should have enough content. If you have maybe a very basic product, you won't have people will say, "What should I send?" I mean, okay, send it for the shoes, how to maintain the shoes, but next time, what else? So you should make a plan and see how many nurturing emails you can send and make like an email marketing, let's say the calendar, and put there for 1 month, for example. Okay, I will send this Tuesday this nurturing content. Next week, I can send the sales and then again the nurturing. So this is like a trial and error. So it depends how much nurturing content you can provide, which has values, not uh, just to write stuff. And then you can see how frequently you should see. I noticed as a general, let's say, result that nurturing content has a higher open rate and a lower click rate, of course, because you don't sell. And when you are sending an offer, it will have lower open rate and higher click to open rate. I mean, of course, less people is interested will read, and from those who are so they are a bit interested, they will click. And from that point on, the conversion it's on the website. Depends on the website and the offer. So it's
Yeah,
outside the email.
yeah. It's outside the email. For affiliates, it's on the affiliate network usually.
Mhm.
That's where it is. But for e-commerce brands, and yeah, it's on their website. And did you notice something like what elements make the email convert better, like subject lines, timing,
Yes, of
uh,
course.
the content? Can you use ChatGPT for that? I don't know.
Yes, of course we can use. Depends on how creative is each of us. I don't recommend copy and paste or automatic ChatGPT prompts and I don't know, take somehow without reading the output of ChatGPT. ChatGPT or other AI platforms are very good to help us to forward, let's say, our content, but not to replace us because you don't know what it can write over there. And it hallucinates maybe sometimes. Also, you have to, if you use ChatGPT, don't forget to tell ChatGPT, please talk like me, like, for example, East European language, because we are not native English, right? So this is just an example. Um, so we have to be aware that, for example, my English is not perfect. So if I send you an email and you kind of know me and it's in perfect English, it's a little bit weird. So yes, you can use ChatGPT and to help you write some content in your email. You see, you can also ask what is interesting for people about shoes. Write me some topics, and you can get each topic and combine it. I mean, add some elements, some personalization, and then send the email. Also, you can add 2 or 3 products at the end, and I think it's okay. as a nurturing, not sales. And in the sales email, you can just lower the ChatGPT content, okay, the text, and just add the promotions or what you have sales. Also, it's very important if you land in the inbox, let's say you are landing the inbox because the
That's
deliverability is the
another
total.
topic.
Yes, it's another topic. It's another knowledge domain. If you land in the inbox or promotions tab, which is also the inbox, is not spam folder, then you have to be aware that you will fight, let's say, with the other promotion or other emails. Okay, it's good that our emails are sorted by times by time. Okay, so this is what we know. If I send it today at 12 o'clock, it will land on 12 o'clock. It will not be sorted by topic or something else. So probably people will see it if they check regularly, like I do, my email all the day long. They will open it, and okay, so it's like a contest between the subject lines. Okay, if I have three emails, three subjects, uh, you as a sender want your email to be opened. So the subject line has to be, let's say, powerful or compelling or on the subject. I would not send very generic subject lines. I would add at least one word saying about look shoes or something, because it's very generic. I may think it's about something else, not your store, something about, I don't know, other industry, maybe because we are kind of biased when we write it. We say with huge discount for this for today or
Are
something.
those
Okay,
words allowed? I mean, I know some platforms block if you use discounts and
we don't block,
deals.
but of course the spam filter may not block or send you in the spam folder. If you
Exactly.
send very hyped words in a combination or maybe a density of this kind of words, I'm not talking about casino stuff like that, which is very, let's say, in that part of spam and I mean I don't know I don't have experience in casino and but I think it's not very easy to go through the spam filter. But yes, you have to test it. I mean, I cannot say if you put free in your subject line, it will be blocked or sent in the spam folder. Depends. Also depends if we go to the deliverability, or maybe in the next question we will talk about this. And the current question is the subject line has to be short. Don't forget 90. I don't want to say 90%, but probably 80, 90% of people are opening the email on the phone. We forget that the phones are small, so you will see only the three or four words from your subject line, which will be
Okay.
the hook. And also, if you have something important more than three or four subjects, I should usually recommend to put it on the preview line because the preview line is always displayed under the subject line. So the beginning of the preview line, at least. So instead of putting something very important at the end of the subject line, because you think it's on the subject line, I will take it and put it on the preview line at the beginning, because this way in the mobile phone you will see both hooks, let's say. Of course, in the desktop, the preview line will be at the end of the subject line, which doesn't have to be so long. So people should see it also in the
But people
desktop.
usually read on their phones
Yes,
anyway.
yes. I mean, a large percent. If it's B2B, maybe it's smaller, but also in
Yeah,
B2B. If,
maybe.
if I work in B2B, I have to be updated with everything, so I have everything on my email.
Yes. And what about timing? How important
Yeah.
is the timing of sending? I mean,
From
I believe
my
it's very
point of,
important to track that.
yeah, of course, I usually advise my client to send emails during working hours if you can, or wake up hours, because I didn't get such a good open rate or conversion rate at after 7 o'clock p.m. But there are some theories that people are at home and have more time, and maybe the state of mind is to buy something, not when they are at work. So in B2C, it would be this,
Yeah,
But I don't know. People at home may have kids which are on your head, and maybe you still don't have time. So, for example, e-commerce that are addressing newborns, the mummies stay on the nights with the kids, so they buy at night or they buy at noon when the kids sleep. They shop on the phone. But I think it's good and common sense to send the emails when you think your audience is awake. at least wait. Yeah, I would send it when they're at work because everybody has some time to check the phone. So, and also all the openings and the traffic, the engagement, it's on the first 3 or 4 hours. Okay, it's like something like this, going like this. So, if you don't send at 10 o'clock, if you send at night at 10 o'clock, probably until tomorrow morning, some other client emails are going to come.
Be on top.
Yes, be on top, and I don't know. Maybe it will open, or maybe not. Or maybe we say check all, delete. So you don't know what happened. But if the person is on and it's during the day, you will see your email one by one. Let's say, so, look, another email, another email. That's why.
Let's talk about the like list hygiene, I would say, or
Yes.
segmentation
Is
also.
a fun. This is a painful subject. Nobody wants to do this to remove the subscribers. So the thing is that I mean, this is a practical advice. It's not manual, from theoretic. But when you send to the entire list, you get more openings. I don't want to say you get more conversions, but somehow I cannot convince my client to do the hygiene because I want to do the hygiene. But they say, look, when we send to the entire list, we have like of course depends on the list size, but let's say I have 4% more openings. What can I say then? If you have if you want to try your chance with those 4% that didn't open in the last 6 months, maybe they buy. You cannot know. See? Of course, this what will happen if you have 10,000 subscribers and you send I don't to 10,000, of course, you will have a certain open rate. Let's say maybe in a good case 20 or 30%, and you send it like this one for 6 months. And then you say, okay, I will take out everybody who didn't open any email in the last 6 months. Okay, this 30%, percentage of the open rate, not number necessarily of people, but the percentage. Of course, if you send now 8,000, not 10,000, it will be the same number of people. The percentage will be higher, and the higher
Of
percentage is a
course.
good signal for spam filters for Yahoo, Google. If I send they have 40% open rate, it's good. They will allow more of my emails to go into. They will place more emails in the inbox than in spam filter. If I take the extreme and I send and I have 10% open rates, of course, lots of emails will go to the spam folder. So, but then you, it says, okay, send to everybody, and you see 4% more openings. What can I say? Okay, do what you want in the end. But this is the recommendation to do this last hygiene. I did a small poll on LinkedIn and I saw people taking out subscribers that didn't open, I don't know, 5 or 6 newsletter, which is, I mean, you remain with the real fresh subscribers and real
Wow.
fans, 5 or 6 newsletters. It's good if you do this. I mean, you should have
But the
only
recommendation would be how often to hygiene this list. I
I
mean,
would take out 6 months. And now it depends on something else. If you send monthly, there are only 6 newsletters. These are the only 6 newsletters. Maybe you just ignore them. Maybe you will open. So it
mhm.
depends. If you are sending daily, 3 months are 90 newsletters. If somebody didn't open 90 newsletters, why would they open now? I mean, that probably they didn't even see them or ignored them.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. So then the question can be how many newsletters, not period of time, after how many newsletters you should just drop some subscribers. I would drop after, I don't know, 6 months of weekly. How does it mean? Six or by four, 24, maybe 30 newsletters. If somebody didn't open 30 of your newsletters, you can do something else. Send for a period of time for example, the next 5 newsletters, sending only to the active users, and then send one to everybody, and maybe they will
Okay.
react again, and then your active number of subscribers will increase. And then, because this way you protect your reputation, with high open rate. I think you can do that also. I would not do something else. I would not send only to inactive. inactive recipients, because the open rate will be something about 2 or 3%. And this, I mean, it's not going to hit tomorrow for your reputation, but it's not good.
For
So this
the
is,
domain reputation, you are meaning.
yes, the domain reputation, domain and IP reputation, because each sending domain, which may not be the domain of the website, you can send with other IPs. That IP and domain combination may suffer. We don't know because nobody says, okay, I mean, Yahoo and Gmail are not saying if you have 1% operate, you will suffer. We don't know. It's just a good practice.
And this domain and IP combination for a brand should be like their domain or a subdomain. Is that a good practice?
Depends. If it's if it's a warm list, I mean, it's their subscribers, then they can use their domain. I'm not doing any difference because I don't know if Yahoo, because always it's in B2C, it's Yahoo and Gmail and maybe Hotmail, depends on the country or world region. But I don't think, and nobody says clearly if they make a difference. If I use the subdomain, and let's say I have 1% open rate, is doesn't mean that main domain will work fine. I don't know. If I would be Yahoo, I would say, okay, subdomain is the same person. I will transfer the reputation also to the domain. Why
Okay.
should not? It's the same owner. Like he's spamming on the subdomain and the domain is not spamming. It's not. Some people say use different, but if you want
Use
to,
different domain, you mean?
no, use different subdomains. And I would recommend if you want to use different something, use different entire domain. Get another domain.
Okay.
From my
But will
example,
they trust you? Like if you are a brand promoting a product, will they trust you if you use a different domain? It
if
is
you are
not
a
your domain.
global brand like, let's say, Coca-Cola or something like that, I think you don't do this. But it's not about us because nobody sees the domain. I mean, you are sending from either the brand name, it's Coca-Cola, whatever, or a person from Coca-Cola, whatever. So you don't see if it's a good setup, it's not messed up. You don't see the domain after you opened the email. And now, if your Coca-Cola sends you an email from my Coca-Cola, and is not the content is not weird, not asking credit card or something like that, would you
That's
say,
the thing.
do would you say, this is fake, is my Coca-Cola or get Coca-Cola or something? You can change also the end, I mean the top level domain, that .com, .org, whatever, but you can easily add something before, make a game like go to get Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's fake
Yeah.
from the start, but if they are asking credit card, they would
Yeah, I
say
see so many fake emails and scam emails. I
yes,
see
but
coming to the inbox lately that it's something that I was thinking about. People will just check that domain because I'm checking it.
checking after you open,
Yeah,
right?
when I open, yes.
If you open, you already read the subject line and
Yes,
maybe
of course.
you see the content. And if you see a perfume with trying to imitate a brand, but one letter is missing, then you check the domain because it's weird. Nobody's selling fake perfume, right? Or maybe too cheap perfume, like 10 euros a perfume
Usually
from
after
a.
I open the email, I
Okay,
check
so
also the
so
sender
the
to make
sender,
sure that it's legit.
yeah, but the sender, the objective of the sender, it happened. I mean, you opened.
I mean, I opened the email, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right on that. Yeah.
if you see the content is weird, then you will. This is what I do. If of course I'm a bit of biased because work in this domain, so I'm not opening any email. But if I open and the content is not expected, if a bank sends me an email, I expect bank content and not asking, of course, passwords and something. And if it's asking or something, then I check of course, this kind of scam phishing, it has to be too good to go through the spam filter. Of course, maybe a fake perfume, it goes. But that real phishing stuff, at least Yahoo and Google kind of protects very well in front of them. But I don't know if you have a normal email in cPanel or whatever, there is not the spam protection. So you can just don't click on something too good to be true, and
Anything
that
and
you will.
don't open any attachments.
Don't open attachments or make the exit attachment, something like that. Don't open it. Only if it's
Uh-huh.
maybe PNG. Yeah, if that image. But if it's not from somebody you know, it's weird to receive an attachment. So
Yeah,
yeah, you can use
exactly.
a different domain. I mean, as you
A
said, somebody
different
says,
market.
no, it's my brand, and people will think that it's fake. But okay, each brand has, let's say, a program or something. Go, do. Don't, you cannot, if you want, you don't have to change the extension from .com into something else, but that's something in the front.
For
Okay.
affiliates promoting offers, they promote offers from other brands, and they usually get a domain similar or
Yeah.
related to that area. So if they sell, I don't know, solar panels or something, they will get a domain in that area, because they will create like landing pages promoting that type of offers,
Yeah,
and
you
then from
can,
there they send them to the offer.
yeah. If you have a domain in that area, like,
So the
there
emails will
is.
come from that addition, that the
Yeah, you can do affiliate job without doing phishing or trying to putting the brand of the target URL, let's say, of the target. I mean, if I'm affiliate of Coca-Cola, I don't have to put Coca-Cola as a logo. I can write, look, best offer Coca-Cola. You buy 100 bottles with $3. This is not fake. I mean, let's say this is the offer. It's not fake. It's not. You don't have to be fake. You don't have to
yeah, yeah.
have Coca-Cola domain. It's just a good offer for somebody who wants these offers. Maybe to have a program like discount club, stuff like that. It's good. People want discounts, high discounts. It's nothing fishy about it.
Yes, of course. About offers promoted in an email, well, how do you think it's better? Like, if you have multiple offers in the same domain, to have one email promoting all those offers, like multiple links, or to have different emails with like one or two links to the offer, and then it's about more like listicle.
Depends on the data you have. If you have lots of data about your recipients, for example, they view it's a recipient from fashion industry. I mean, likes fashion stuff, like girls, I don't know. If you have somebody interested in toys, then I would segment and send only toys to that person at least one time and check, see. Of course, if I have a good offer for shoes and somebody is interested in toys, I may try. I mean, okay, I like toys to buy for my kid, but if you have a 50% discount, it's a sale or something, I may buy also shoes. Probably the percentage of conversion will be lower, but hey, there are some orders, some money in it. So it depends on how much data do you have about in order to segment the people. But also this was another discussion with a client of mine selling bras. And I think there were bra or I don't know, something else for pregnant women. And I said, why are you sending to your entire list? I mean, not even for all the women. I mean, it's okay. You cannot target pregnant women, but still don't send to men. And she's told me, no, you don't know. Men are buying stuff for women. I mean, clothes for women and stuff like this for women. So, okay, maybe 1% of men will buy, but if you want the money in it, of course, email it's the cheapest channel, right? For marketing. It's not
Once
PPC.
you have the list.
Yeah, yes, of course. You say you have the list because that's what I said. I mean, why are you sending to also to men? If you have the list built, it's a good list. It's the cheapest channel. And if you want the money, okay, you will send to everybody. You'll have a high percentage of people angry, let's say, about receiving women stuff, but you will sell three more orders. It's difficult to fight with the clients wanting to sell stuff. So, and then it's up to each client.
I heard that from somebody else in an interview as well, that working with brands, they are reticent to remove subscribers from their list, to do that hygiene for the list, and also they are afraid of subscribing. When somebody unsubscribes to their newsletters, they are, oh, they unsubscribe.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on unsubscribers?
Unsubscribers, unsubscribes, let's say, unsubscribes are good but bad. Of course, it's like telling you, I don't like your content, leave me alone. Telling me to leave him alone, it's not very pleasant, you know, what, you don't like me anymore or something. But in the end, it's a perfect tool, which I recommend also for cold outreach, who's doing cold outreach, to add this, even if it doesn't look like a personal email, if you add at the at the end an unsubscribe link, it's very important. There are marketers starting with the unsubscribe link because if the recipient is mad, it's bored, it will hit the spam button.
That's
And on long term, which is kind of an unsubscribe if the email sending platform will is made like this. For example, in Messenger S, if you get a spam complaint, that's it. You are filtered automatically, filtered for the next sending. It doesn't matter. It has no sense to send an email to to a spam complaint person, even if I had situations when the client said, this guy doesn't receive emails. He's angry. And going searching for the recipient and then, look, you have a spam complaint a few weeks ago. That's why it's not. Okay, let's subscribe him back. Why did you hit the subscribe the spam button? Right? Because you were maybe as a recipient, you were angry or mad on something and you just
yeah,
reacted
yeah,
on
yeah.
this.
You didn't want
So
that email then.
yes, so an unsubscription link, subscribe link, is very good because the platforms don't, I mean, the spam filters, Gmail and Yahoo, let's say, they don't know that you unsubscribe. This is not count. It doesn't count. It's not a feedback or like an error. You just click a link, unsubscribe. That's it. You know, so it's very good. I recommend like 95% to add that. Okay, the announcements if you have a SaaS platform and you need to tell clients tomorrow the platform doesn't work or something like that, that doesn't require because that would mean next announcement will not go to the unsubscribed people, you know. But this is not marketing; it's functional.
So, okay. So mainly unsubscribers are good because they
You
filter
don't
out,
get complaints. Yes,
yeah, if
they
they
feel.
filter automatically, they tell
Yes.
you that they don't want that content, they are
Yeah,
not
yeah,
interested,
yeah,
and they don't
yeah,
spend
yeah.
time with them.
Yeah. Also, the open rate will be, let's say, in time because not one unsubscribe won't boost your open rate. But if you have a large list, and of course it's a numbers game. If you have a large list, you will have a large number of unsubscribes, and it's nobody's fault. People forget about subscribing. People they change their mind. Okay, I
Exactly.
bought this pair of shoes. I don't want about shoes, nothing anymore. You know, so I'm
Exactly.
unsubscribing.
I'm done with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm done with it. Okay, go home. Everybody's happy. I mean,
Exactly.
it's not something, don't have
Especially
to
in
take it
e-commerce and
personal.
in product. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, in influencers,
That's
I
why it's
subscribe to
useful to
some.
nurture them.
Yes, of course. If you send interesting information, you will say, okay, next time, maybe I will unsubscribe. This time, it's good. It's okay. It's interesting. Maybe next time I will receive something similar, you know?
Exactly.
So it keeps him inside in the list. That's why it's good to send
So
not
at the end
only
of the day, it's
offers.
better to test the emails, right? Test them and to have
Yeah.
multiple version, multiple
Yes, you have
segments.
to test and you have to, of course, it's easy to test, it's easy to try different subject lines, but in the end, you have to read the data and uh, keep it, you know, take action
Yeah, we should get to the
on the
data as
data.
well.
Yeah.
Data.
The,
And let's talk a little bit about this list. What are the best ways of building an email list, in your opinion,
yes, the best
for
way
marketers?
is to, yes, the objective is to have a quality list, a quality list with quality recipients. What does this mean? If a recipient is quality, it's opens, reads, buys, whatever it is, right? Where do you find these people for your list? You have to search for them, right? To target them. How do you target them? I mean, how do you find people interested in what you do?
In you.
Maybe they are on your website because maybe you have PPC campaigns, stuff like that. Or if they're, I mean, some of them are there on the website because they are searching and reading about you, about your product. And some of them you can search more and do campaigns like PPC campaign for a landing page. A landing page is a simple page without menu, without something else, just saying subscribe and you receive something. But
So you
see
have to
this,
have an
this
incentive.
yes, yes or not. Somebody just subscribes because subscribes to everything, or if you don't want to offer, you can try. Let's see for free what happens. How many subscribers? And then for after 1 month or 1 week, you can just offer. If you are e-commerce, 10% for the first order. Usually, this is kind of people. But if you offer this 10% first order, some are saying that this is very transactional. It will take the discount. It will buy, which is an order in the end. It should have so a smaller margin, but the strategy for everybody has its own strategy, and then we'll unsubscribe. For some subscribers will do this. Maybe others will remain subscribed and go along on the long term, But these are the main sources. Either it's on your website, it's like an inbound, he's already there, and then you just pop up, and everybody says, I don't like pop-ups. You are not the buyer persona, you are the owner, and when you go to other e-commerce, other platforms, yes, you close them. Also, this pop-up, I should not just pop it after 1 second on each page. You can set it up to appear after 2 or 3 pages, which means that person is not just landed and run away. Just search for some product from
They show
something about
interest
you.
if
Yes,
they
show
engage with your
some,
content. I mean,
yes,
if
engage
the
with the
engagement
website.
rate.
Yes, and then you can say, okay, after 3 pages and 5 seconds, pop that out and offer something. This is another game play. I mean, others just put it on the first page after 5 seconds. Maybe they get more emails. Maybe they are not so quality emails. Maybe
Yeah.
you don't know, but you can test in the end. But I would not. I mean, why should I give you my email after I just landed? Okay, maybe I landed in previous days and now I landed again and I already know a bit the
Yeah, it
brand
would
and
be
maybe
different
yes. Yeah. So
to
it's
track
good to
if
test.
they came back from a previous day.
Yes, you set a cookie in the end. So if that cookie is like 30 days, okay, after 30 days
You can
again
know.
that you can know, yeah, yes.
Yeah, you can.
So it's either on your website if you have traffic and you have people entering the website. If not, you can just make some campaigns, make a small calculation. For example, you will say for each email I have to spend $2. If this guy buys something, I get $20. Good. I can do that.
So you run like a PPC campaign for lead
Yes,
generation, create
yes,
your
yes,
list, and then yeah, it's important that list to be segmented as well, like in one
yes.
specific domain.
Yes, you can make 10 landing pages, make ads for each of them. If you
Exactly.
sell 10 products or 10 different domain products, categories, see
Create
what
different lists.
happens. Yes, different lists. Lists, you see what is the cost of acquisition of each category. Maybe some of them are more crowded. It's more expensive for laptops, so I don't know. Maybe for chairs, it's cheaper.
It's easier.
Yeah, but this takes time. You have to stay there and do the tests, do the ads. It's work.
Of course, everything that comes that it's
It's
worth
work.
it. Yeah, it's work at the end. I mean, nothing
Yeah, yeah,
comes that easy. I don't believe in that to be everything
yeah,
to be like that. You have to put
yeah,
the
yeah,
work, understand the system, and then yeah, eventually rewards will come. But at
yeah.
the beginning, it's work. And how about deliverability? So how
Mm,
do we avoid that spam folder and keep the
yes.
I mean, keep the
If you are
emails in the
honest,
inbox?
you will receive land in the inbox. What does honest mean? Of course, if your subscribers are warm, I mean, there are people that are interested in your product or service, they will receive it and open. If I'm interested in this, I will open. If you have higher engagement rate, your emails will go into the inbox or promotion tab. So in the end, this is the essence. Okay, if I choose to make cold outreach, I have to take, let's say, 1,000 emails. The expectation is very low. I mean, it's another industry. But in the warm outreach industry where people subscribe, if you also, so people should subscribe as a condition. I mean, should be interested in your product. one. And second, it's what you are sending. If your product is real value, which can mean in e-commerce 40% discount or something like that, because in the end you are selling something. What other value can you provide? If it's a good value, or maybe you offer free shipping, it's very popular and converting. Then, of course, the open will go up and people will engage and you will go to the inbox. It's normal because Gmail wants and Yahoo invented this spam folder because they want to, in the end, they want to offer a quality service. If my inbox would be full of all the spam in the world, I will quit Gmail and move to Yahoo
Of course.
maybe. So, but also in the end, they don't want to, I mean, if they cut all the newsletter marketing, it's not good also. It's kind of like a common sense. If you are sending to subscribers interested and you keep them interested with nurturing content, as we said, and good offers, they will open. If they open, you go to the inbox. If you go to the inbox and they will open, they will click. If they click, they will buy. But
You
of
have
course,
more
all the numbers,
conversion
yeah,
chances. Chances
yes,
to get a
of
conversion.
course, the numbers are lower and lower, right? 20% open, then 5% so click from them, and then I don't know, the conversion depends also on the client offer. But this is
And
it.
once you get, sorry, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, this is it's about the list quality and the content. And of course, there are some kind of tweaks. I mean, what you can do more. What you can do more, it's about the frequency. It depends on the platform. For example, in Messenger S, we can send a number of emails per minute. If you send a little bit at the beginning, the open rate has time to increase. Okay, so after 1 hour, if I send 10,000 emails, let's say. After 1 hour, if I send them all of them once in the first minute, the 9,099 email that goes to Google what would say? So there are 99,998 emails that didn't open this. So this is spam or bad. Okay, go to the spam. If you send, of
Okay.
course, if you have time to send one by one or two by two or three by three in 10 hours, the
Or if the
9,000,
platform allows that.
yes, the platform, of course. The, the, the 9,099 email, when it's going to be sent, the spam filter, what would say? Okay, until now we have a 30% open rate. Seems legit. Okay, go to the inbox, let's say, or the promotion.
Okay.
So I'm not, also in Messenger S, we are not sending thousands of emails per second. So if your offer is not something like with countdown, like 24 hours, 3 hours, 6 hours, if it's not something like that, I'm a big fan of sending slow, slowly a few
Okay.
one, of course, if you are an established sender, you send like every, I don't know, weekly, days, years. It's not a problem. It will be the same, because it's established. Filters know your domain. You are okay. But
But
if you are
when
at the
you're
beginning,
starting out, it's
yeah,
better
when
to
you
send it
start out,
slowly.
yeah, slowly because it has time to open, and if it's open high, okay, it's interesting. Give them more. If you send 10,000 in 1 second, I don't know, dude. The 10,000 email will have no history, for example. It will say, I don't know what to do with this. 10,000 by second. This is weird. Okay, go to spam.
And what you do if you send those 10,000 and they got to spam? Can you like improve the quality of your
Undo.
domain?
Please come back, everybody.
Yeah, no. For the next email, I mean,
Yeah.
uh,
Well, if 10,000 of them go to spam, of course, you don't know if they go to spam. You see a very low open rate. Of course, there are other tools like Postmaster for Google. If your sending address is a domain hosted by Google for email, you can see Google will show you the engagement. It's low, it's high, it's whatever. You can get this signal, let's say. The problem is that it's not easy to repair a reputation if this was the real question. I mean, what I would do, I would try with another domain for the domain. I will let that domain alone. Maybe use it from in internal communications if it's the main domain is not good, of course. I will let it alone. Let time to pass. Try to do some send to another of my emails and just respond. Probably it will
okay.
go back in time, but I don't know how much time.
Okay, so it's better to use a different domain
on
afterwards.
call. But yes, but as I said, if it's warm, I mean, their interest, it won't happen this situation normally. In
Okay.
cold, yes, this happens in cold. There is chance to
Cold
happen.
meaning that they don't know they need you.
Yeah, cold email, it's a list taken from somewhere.
A
As
list
people are
taken.
doing it. I know it's bad, it's spam or whatever. Yeah, but people are doing it. There are platforms
Like
like
buying list.
Instantly. Buying or not, or targeting people. I know in LinkedIn, for example, there are all kind of scrapers. You can say buying links to this, or I don't know. You cannot say,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
the
I know.
email, that that email did not ask for that. I mean, that email address, that person did not ask for your email. Like, so
They
this
didn't
is,
subscribe automatically to
yes, they
something.
didn't subscribe to nothing. So that's cold. They don't know about you, or maybe they know, but because you are a brand, but they didn't subscribe, so then they don't expect this email. And of course it happens. But this is a totally there's other strategy for cold.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Something else.
And tell me what metrics is important to track for or to
Yeah.
follow to consider an email marketing campaign successful.
Of course, in the end, the conversion, it's important, which you can use CPV1 to track the
Yes, yes.
conversions. But of course, depends on your user base. If you have 1,000 users, how many conversions do you think you will have? Probably not too many, maybe one or two, and the next week less, because this you cannot expect too much because this 1,000 people is not like coming from Google. They don't intend to buy. They are there. They like you. They subscribe. But doesn't mean they want to buy next week shoes. They have shoes, maybe. Okay. So
That's why maybe you should upsell and sell them something in
yes,
that
something
area.
else. Yeah, if you have the data about their preferences. But what I'm saying, the conversion is important, but you may not have sufficient data, sufficient conversions. You say, okay, I have 1,000 conversions from this list. I can do something else and get 2,000. It would be good if you would have that. But if you have only one or two conversions, it can be luck. That's it. And nowadays, you cannot attribute real sure that conversion to the email or to the PPC campaign. It's an entire discussion. Okay, so conversion
Apart if
is
you
good.
use a tracking link, but that's a different discussion.
Yes, but you don't know if that person did see that the branding of I will buy from this email because I know the brand which was on a PPC campaign.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I understand.
Okay, it's easy to give a discount code. It's clearly from the email, for example, but still maybe I would not use that discount code if I didn't know about the brand from a friend.
Yeah,
Anyways, so
that's different, difficult to track exactly.
yes, yes, it's almost impossible. So you can track the conversions because this is in the end our target, get sales. If you cannot do that, you can check the clicks, which usually are very small number, and you get to the open rates, which are not very reliable because email service providers like Apple are opening the email before the person, so you cannot track when that person and if that person opened. This is a privacy enhancement, let's say, for Apple
Okay,
users. So you will have the open, but you don't know if it's real or not.
if it's real.
So yeah, so well, of course, if Apple blocks your IP, you won't get even that open. So it's good to see. I mean, opens are not so reliable. I would not pay money for them. I may make a bet on opens, but
Okay.
it's good. If you have open 5%, something is wrong. Under 10%, for me, it's a yellow flag, and on 5%, it's a red flag. Um, over, if you have 20%, it's like normal, 30% is good quality, and
Okay.
over the
So
30%,
over 30
it's,
is good quality.
yeah, yeah. 30 and over 30. From 27 up, it's something legit, and your base, it's really good. And between 20 or 27, let's say, I would say it's good, it's decent. People maybe not your biggest fans, but it's okay, and it's sales, it's good.
Or
Under
maybe you
20,
didn't clean up the list and you have many
yeah,
users
of
that don't open
course.
in a long time.
Yeah, yeah. Well, in this case, you can just keep only people who open the last two newsletters, and you will have like 80%. No,
Exactly,
it's
open 80% open rate.
yeah, yeah, no.
Depends who you want to
Um,
present that.
Yeah, yes, depends on who you want to present. But of course, all the results beside the percent, I also have the number. I mean, it's 2000 opening or and emails, which is 20% or something, not only 20%. What does it mean, 20%? You have to see
Yeah,
the,
you need to explain.
yeah, it's good. I mean, let's be honest, you show what happens, you know?
And did you notice that content personalization it's useful to be used in emails?
Yeah, it's useful, but personally, I can live without it. From our tests, the name in the subject line, which everybody says, put your first name in the subject line because it will, of course, when somebody says Julia in a crowded place, you will hear it, I mean, kind of better. Your brain probably will identify Julia. Okay, it's me, it's me. So they say that when you are scanning the inbox, when it's the name, but let's be honest, if a colleague wants to tell me something, he won't say Theodor, blah 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 in subject. He will be very short, very on point, you will say Theodor in the body of the message. So you can try if you have the data, because some people will invest, I mean, some owners will invest some money in gathering or finding or extracting the first name of the recipient from a CRM or from the email address. Sometimes you can take it out. But
Yeah.
it's an effort that I don't know if you want to do it or not. If you don't have it and you have a 100,000 emails, just leave it alone like this. Also, it's important to have other personalization information. For example, look, this offer only in New York. I'm from New York. This is interesting. But
So
do you
context.
have this data about your recipient? Usually not. Can you offer something only for New York? I don't know if you're a local business, but if you're a global, maybe you have stores, physically stores, and you say, okay, let's do something for that store, get people only from New York, send it. This is work. This is,
If you do lead generation via PPC, you could track some information about their like geolocation and use that in the newsletter. I would say. I mean,
Mhm.
there are people using that, but yeah, if you are an e-commerce brand, probably it's more difficult to.
Yeah. And
Depending
I don't
what
know,
tools are you using, it's not more difficult. It's depending if you do that.
depends how much you invest, how much money you
Exactly.
invest in that. It depends how much attention. I mean, do you have an employee doing only this? If you do, it's good. But then comes this theory, then says, don't send only to women, send to everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Depends
And then
how much
you
knowledge
have,
you have in the
yeah,
marketing.
and you say, okay, for 3 more orders, I will send to everybody. Depends.
Like
So it depends on if you can test, everything is test based.
split
Everything.
testing, I would say at
Yes.
the end of the day.
Yeah.
Split test, different version, different subject, different everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this like about the content using AI because now everybody's using AI and I get so many
Yes.
emails with your company is doing that and we can improve with data about the company and something like that. And I know they're generated with AI, they didn't do the research
Yeah,
themselves.
they tell me Theodore and Messenger S, I don't know something. And then of course we identify this because we are working in this field. We are in tech, let's say,
Exactly. In tech.
in tech, we are on digital marketing. We know what can happen. But of course, if you target somebody, an elderly person maybe, or somebody that's cooking bread, he
Exactly.
knows about ChatGPT. He doesn't know what everything that you can do with ChatGPT. So maybe it will work, maybe. But I also use
I'm sure it
ChatGPT.
works. They wouldn't do it so much if
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
wouldn't.
Yeah, but probably it's a number game. Send to 100,000, it will work for 10 or 100. I don't know, maybe.
If it's
And
cold,
they will invest. They don't care about domains, reputation, just send. I mean, probably they have budgets to send because probably the conversion, it's like maybe a higher ticket. I don't know. Um, but I also use ChatGPT and it's good to use. I mean, come on, who is not using it loses so much time, so much opportunity. But the thing is that, of course, as everybody says, don't just copy paste. Don't let him do all the work. Take the outcome, which is also a big progress. I mean, if I imagine I have to write 1 page of content without any,
help.
no Google, no Chat, no nothing, I would write something, but maybe it will take 3 hours. Maybe I'll have grammatical mistakes. Maybe I will have, I don't know, maybe people will not understand what I'm saying very well because I'm not native speaker. So usually I do the content, the idea, what I want to express, put it in ChatGPT, and then look, it has something what I didn't think about. Use also that, publish. Also, I take out the long lines
Long lines.
and the emojis because everybody will say, that is ChatGPT. But
Yeah,
okay,
it's using a lot of emoji. I hate that.
yeah, it's ChatGPT. That doesn't mean that you have the code is not yours, no. But everybody will say, that's ChatGPT. You are spamming with it. Okay, I will take
And
out
it's
all
good.
this.
I think it's good to use content that is useful for the user and you get inspired by ChatGPT and
Yeah,
put
yeah.
your ideas there.
There are
It's
things
good.
that you didn't think about. It's real. And ChatGPT can bring this idea in your knowledge. It's good.
Okay. And now we are getting close to our ending the session. Tell me an advice
Yeah.
for marketers starting now building their lists. What's your
Starting now
advice?
building the list, you have to agree that list building, it's not free. I mean, don't expect. I mean, it takes money. I mean, even if it's your time to take copy paste that email from hoping your Outlook, your email box, not from LinkedIn, it takes time. If you buy a list, you have to expect low open rate, low reputation. That's it. If you want to try that, whatever. But building a list, it will take time. Or you have to make a small calculation. If it's $3 per recipient, which is warm and interested, you pay for to Facebook or whatever, and then you get $20 from that. It's good
Mhm.
business.
Yeah, yeah.
Just put one
It's math
hundred
work.
dollars. Yes, yes. Just put $100. See what happens. So it's because that email, if the unsubscribe, it's yours. You can send another email. You can send in sending emails. It's cheap. Let's say if you have
Yeah,
warm
you can
leads.
reuse the list for
Yes,
other
yes.
products.
Quickly. Yeah. Well, you should use it in the domain that person
Subscribe.
subscribe because if okay it's yours it's subscribe but if that person subscribed for shoes and you are selling pianos
Yeah, of course.
I don't care
Depends
about
on the
pianos.
yeah. That's why I think segmentation and having multiple lists is
Hmm.
important.
Hmm.
But yeah, in keeping, but as you said, it's a cheap traffic source.
Yeah,
You have
yeah,
your
yeah.
list, you
Once
can
you
use
have
it.
it, yeah,
Yeah, once you have it and you maintain it.
yeah, and
Okay.
you can sorry for interrupting. Also it's very cheap to build a list from your website if you have traffic. If you already pay for PPC, why not open the pop-up, and just get some emails.
Yeah, that's also a good one. If you have this, if you are on the e-commerce site and you have your
Yeah,
website, you own it.
yeah, yeah.
If you're not, you use like PPC to get those
Hmm.
lists together and then start selling via
Yeah,
email.
yeah, yeah, right.
Tell me, where can people get in touch with you?
They can find me on LinkedIn. This is the easiest way. Search for Teodor Mincu. I'm on LinkedIn all day long. They can go to the website, Messenger S, and they can book a call with the calendar on all the buttons, and that's it.
That's great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time today, Theodore. It was great talking with you. I had a great time, and I will let you know when we have it to lunch.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much for having me, and I hope for all the viewers to mm, implement their email marketing strategy and convert lots of leads.
Awesome. Thanks. Thanks a lot.
Bye bye.
Bye.